Yes, yes,
Oh
yes,
my gosh.
yes. That was an
I'm
excellent video.
excited. Ain't you ready for it?
Yeah, I was like over here dancing.
Yeah, I was too. I was like, walk, girl, walk. All
Okay.
right.
Those outfits were absolutely amazing. Well, it's good to see you. Good evening, everyone. I am Tara Payne, the singing CEO, and I am here with
I am Keisha Johnson, the Forever KJ. I am a loyal, seated, grateful connoisseur of light, love, and laughter.
Wonderful. Yes. And I am a giddy innovator, a skilled and charismatic connector, a beam of light, and a breath of fresh air, singing and strategizing my way through this beautiful life. And we are here tonight to talk to you about being grounded and supported. We are two of the four partners of the Mom Conference that's coming up in June. And we want to just give you a taste of what it's going to be like to be at this Mom Conference. That video that you just saw gave you a good feel for it. And we're going to give you a good feel for how the talks will go. So I will do my talk. It's called Grounded Leadership. And then you will hear Keisha. And so that way, again, you can just get a feel for how it's going to be at the Mom Conference. It's not your average conference. This is going to be an activating conference where you are going to be activated and we're going to execute. Keisha.
Yes. And then I'll be doing the support side. We'll keeping talking about my burnt out methodology and help you stay supported as you journey through your entrepreneurship journey. And as we go through this conference, we're super excited because it is going to be so action packed. And I'm talking about it's not your boring conference where you just taking notes and people are talking. We gonna be having like your good girlfriend moments. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I cannot wait for that.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much to Erica, our producer that is in the back. We appreciate you. And I want to share with you my presentation about being grounded, right? It is April the 2nd. We are like newly into spring. So it's a new season. And around springtime, I don't know about you, but where I am and around my house, we have a tendency to do spring cleaning, right? We're looking to see what has worked, what hasn't worked, what can I fit, what can I not fit, right? And sometimes, you accumulate so many things that you need to get rid of some things and go back to basics. That's what we're going to talk about. Leadership is the same way. We want to be grounded in our leadership. It's so easy with so many different things on social media, so many different influences, and so many different suggestions of how you should lead for you to take in suggestions and find yourself cluttered with a bunch of things that really you may not be able to use. Some of them might be grounded in your leadership your way this year. And I'm going to share that with you right now. So, this is a back to basics approach on how to lead with clarity, structure, and intention by myself, Tara Payne, CEO and strategist. So, let's just do a quick overview. So, this year, I remember making, when this year started, a declaration to myself. And I was like, I don't want to grow from urgency or a deficit. I feel like I want to go back to basics because sometimes back to basics can get you where you want to go. You can grow whenever you go back to basics, right? Sometimes you have a little bit too much going on. High achieving leaders feel stretched. And again, it's as the new year came in, we were embodying our expertise by level setting, right? Sometimes I have been guilty of accumulating stuff, right? Going wider, but this year was the year that I said, I'm not going wider, I'm going deeper because there's more in me. There's a reservoir that has been untapped, right? And I feel like I'm not by myself, right? So it's a new year. The economy is uncertain, and we want to make sure that we are actually tapping all of the resources within as leaders that we need to. So the first steps, whenever you think about basics, what do you think about? I don't know about you, but I am a elementary school educator, and I think about the ABCs, right? That's something whenever we're teaching children language in English anyway. I do teach Spanish. We do also teach the ABCs because they need to have those foundational sounds. In business, there are foundational things that can make sure that your foundation is strong. So we're going to go with the ABCs because that's my business, as Tabitha Brown would say. The A is going to be alignment. So let's talk about in your organization, within your role. Alignment starts with honesty and role clarity. How many times have you heard that? Role clarity. Are you clear in your role? Well, I'm going to help you with that. Okay, so first, to get alignment, you need to first assess what is actually happening in my role, in my organization, within my department, versus what should be happening. I want you to take some time to think about that. What's actually happening? Don't judge it right now. Just write it down, like what's happening, and then what should be happening. Next, accountability. Who owns what? And is there clear, is it clear and is it consistent, right? Do you know who is responsible for what? So after you assess what's happening, then you're going to and then see what should be happening. Then you're going to say, okay, now who owns what? Do all of these different roles have somebody in charge of them? If not, then that's something that we'll take a look at later whenever we start to do our work part. All right, so we go from the A to the B. The B in the ABCs of being grounded is build, right? Healthy organizations are built by design. Design means there's intention, right? Not by default. We don't just, as healthy organization leaders, we don't just allow things to happen. We make sure we design them, right? That means another B, that you're going to have to set up boundaries. We talked about in the A, assessing who owns what, right? And then making sure there's alignment. And for B, we're going to make sure that we protect our leadership capacity and our decision quality by setting up boundaries. Now, you may think that this is a little strange, but a boundary is an SOP. Why? Because an SOP gives you clear ideas, it gives you clear instructions on who does what and how far you can go, when to go. I don't know why I want to rap, but I don't, E40, tell me when to go, right? It tells you exactly when and where to go. So your B, your boundaries are going to be very important in helping to protect your leadership capacity, because oftentimes as leaders, the thing that we say we need is more time, but it's not the time that is dwindling away. It is our capacity, because we find ourselves going wider and not deeper. All right, the C in the ABCs of being grounded, I just said it, is capacity, right? So capacity is something that needs to be protected. I am a mom, and I don't know about you, but I know most moms are this way. I protect my baby, right? Your capacity is your baby. You need to be able to protect it, right? You need to know what your capacity is. You need to make sure it's housed in the right pot. As you see here, there's a plant, and you need to make sure that your team knows your capacity as well. These are things that are very important in making sure that you are going to be grounded in 2026 in your leadership. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to talk about is consistency. Consistency is what turns clarity into culture. I'm going to say that again. Consistency is what turns clarity into culture. So then not only does it become something that you do, it becomes what your team does. And then it becomes the way of life for your organization. Consistency is very important. You want to make sure that you lead with follow through and not urgency. Again, you want to make sure that you are in community. Leaders often hear that leadership is lonely at the top. Well, I do understand that in some ways, but we as leaders have to make sure we're not carrying the leadership capacity, that we're not carrying the responsibilities of leadership by ourselves, because it was never intended to do that. If you are in your zone of genius doing your thing and your team, each member of your team is the same, then you all leading in your own respective places, and that makes sure that you're protecting your capacity and that you are in community, which means you're not carrying your leadership alone. All right. The D in the ABCs of being grounded. Delegate. Now, see, sometimes I think we want to jump to delegate, like, oh, I need somebody else to do this. But before we can delegate, we need to do the A, the B, and the C. But when we think about delegation, you want to make sure you're delegating outcomes, not just tasks, not just, oh, let me make sure that I give Janet these emails. Well, what is the outcome of Janet doing the emails? Does that make sense? Whenever you're delegating outcomes, not just the task, right? And again, making sure that you have the right people in the right seats, because that is what is going to make a difference. If you have somebody in the seat of marketing who is somebody who's like, well, I can do marketing, but it's not really my thing. Like, I can do it. That's not the person that you want in the seat of marketing. Marketing is too important. And that person's capacity in your organization is too important. You want to make sure that you have the person in the marketing seat that loves that thing, that lives and breathes that thing, right? And so when you delegate, you want to keep that in mind. The E, embodiment. Embodiment is sustained through design, not willpower. So you want to make sure that from your leadership seat that you decide, you make sure that your actions are aligned with your identity, and then you make sure that your structure that you set up supports you, right? That's how you're going to be able to embody that. And so as a leader, it is so important for you to make sure that you stop performing without being intentional. We want to make sure that you're grounded as leaders. Sometimes, even as solo founders, especially as solo founders, if you are the only person in the seat that you're sitting in, or you used to being by yourself, you might have to get used to being supported. It's very important for you to be supported. And support is very, very, very important in order for you to be grounded, right? And if any of what I said has resonated with you as a leader and you want to know more, I can actually walk you through how to look at your, the A, B's, and C's of your own specific case, right? And at the Mom Conference, I won't be presenting the being grounded idea, but there will be something else that I'll be presenting. But the Mom Conference is for leaders who are ready to stop performing expertise and start embodying it through clarity, structure, community, and support. And we would love for you to join us, because I know that the women that are going to be in this room are leaders who are ready to embody their expertise. That doesn't mean you haven't been working in your expertise, but that means that you wanting to get clear, you want to be aligned, and you want to make sure that your team is the same. And so I look forward to sharing more about how to get grounded with you. And then at the conference, I look forward to sharing more with you about becoming the Maven. But this conference I'm excited about because like Keisha mentioned earlier, it's not going to be something where we're sitting taking notes and then you leave with a whole notebook full of notes that you might never look at again. No, we're coming ready to roll up our sleeves, coming ready to connect, coming ready to be aligned, coming ready to have a good time, coming ready to leave filled up, so that everything that we touch, um, that's an old song back in the day would say, turns to gold, because we definitely have the Midas touch. And I truly believe that this is the time that women need to come together in leadership and in community in order to be all that God has created them to be in life and in business. And so I hope that something that I said resonated with you. And if you want to go deeper, then you are somebody who definitely needs to come to the Mom Conference. You can actually scan this code right here, or you can scan the QR code that is here on the show, and let us get grounded. Let's get grounded together. And that is all I have for you. And then I will see you here shortly.
Okay, so I was super excited. You know, you are really great with the acronyms, and baby, I love our Giddy framework. You know, GIDDY. I still sing it. I still sing it. So I love that we're able to do that. And as the support,
Mhm.
I will be talking about my burnt out methodology. It is a part of the things that I had learned as a former paramedic. So my name is Keisha Johnson. I am the Forever KJ. I'm the CEO of a luxury brand that teaches you your financial literacy, but also embodies the travel industry as well. So if it's things that you like to do, it is one of those things that I am here to help you. The reason that I found it so important as a retired paramedic, the biggest thing that I learned is that I had to take something away when they took my career was taken away and I had to pivot. I am now looking at other women my age that are being exited out the workforce and are looking for how do we move to the next level. But we're burnt out. And as women, we work harder, we get paid less. But how can we change that to make sure we're the best that we need to be? So my journey kind of started back about a year and a half ago, that I needed the support, and I was able to reach out and go through a challenge. Upon that challenge, I had to learn how to get through and not pour from an empty cup. You know, when we are solopreneurs, it's hard because we are all the things. So I am grateful to be able to work with people like Tara as well as Eternity and Erica on this project. And there's going to be some other women at the conference that you'll be able to connect with to make your brand stand out better. But what it did for me on that journey, it showed me how my life in the EMS service was also going to be my life in entrepreneurship. So the burnt out methodology was basically I was tired. I was tired of moving. I was decision fatigued. I had no support. Um, and I was going through life changes. And you never do well trying to keep a business running if you don't have those SOPs. So that's why you need the Mavens, support Mavens. But our burnt out methodology, what came from that, it actually was a passion project of me getting back into my healing, for my body to get back into homeostasis. So it basically is balancing, your priorities. So what is necessary? You just do the necessary. When you feel overwhelmed, just stop and do the necessary. And then after you do that, be like, okay, let's keep moving. And then it's understanding your limits. That's the you. So once you understand this is my capacity. I just recently realized, put a lid over your cup. You don't reach your capacity. You can't give from an empty cup. So once your capacity gets past that rim, you put a lid on it and you just let people know these are my boundaries. It's okay to set those. Reset your mindset. So read a good book. What was it that brought you pleasure? If you like food, find a way of taking your culinary senses and going into that and resetting yourself and being like, yes, a reset. Like there is nothing better than a good reset. I take one every quarter. I promise you, you will love it. You get to know yourself. You get to find out some things you like. You taste food differently. You smell the roses. You really truly get to reset. Then you nurture your energy. So we all have, as moms, we nurture everything. We nurture our husbands. We nurture our plants. We nurture our children. I'm nurturing grandchildren. I'm nurturing 3 generations because I'm trying to leave a legacy. So we're always nurturing, but I've now started to take the time to nurture my energy. So when I don't have it, I listen to my body and I just sit down. Just it's okay to sit down. It is okay to not be okay. Take that mental health day. Take that time to reset, because on your job you're nothing but a number, but in your business you are your lifeline. So if you're not good, your business is not good, and your customers will suffer from that. Then we're going to take the time to strategize and take breaks. So we take strategic breaks. And the reason we do that is because we want to make sure that, we take the time out. Like I said, each quarter, we take the time out to not do work. To what do I like to do? I love water. I go take a nice little mini vacation. I go to the Thrive Oasis. That was my biggest game changer. We're going to talk about that at the Thrive while you're at the Mom Conference. I'm plugging the Thrive Oasis because it was where I reset. And it was the best thing that could happen because that's where this came from. Then we're going to optimize your earnings. Make sure you have optimization going on. Make sure that you have help. You need a team. We cannot build our businesses and grow our businesses without a team. But always remember that everything you give, you need to give something back. Who are you helping in your community? Who are you sharing your knowledge with? Who is looking up to you and want to see you win because they know that they're next to win, right? And then we're going to utilize our time wisely. Utilizing our time wisely is super amazing. Schedule. The biggest thing that I had to learn in entrepreneurship is that when you're not working a 9 to 5, you need to schedule everything. And that's the way that you get to put your strategic breaks in. That's the way you get to take the time that you need. If it's 15 minutes to get up and move your body, if you need to read something, listen to some music, have a good dance break. Trust me, I have them all the time. If you have a vibration plate, if you have the treadmill, you need to move your body and get over that moment. Do that. Just stop. It's okay. And then we're going to transform stress into success. How do we do that? We just calm the nervous system. and we do the things that we like. Sometimes we feel bad when we want to take time to take a vacation or to eat a good piece of chocolate, you know. Don't be mad. Don't be mad about that chocolate. That's going to release some endorphins. That's going to make you smile more. When you smile more, you're going to feel better. And this is all basically thinking. I want you to now visualize why these things are important. You're sitting at a fire scene. There's the hot zone, the warm zone, and the cold zone. The hot zone is where the fire is, and that is you, sis, when you're not doing all that you need to do to take care of yourself. We never want you in the hot zone. You are burning, you're on fire. It's okay. Let the ones to help you. But then in the warm zone, that's where you get resourced, you get help. You call on your partnerships, you call on your strategic coaches, you call on your mentorships. That's where you'd be able to do that. So you never, ever, ever stay in the hot zone. And then lastly, we always want to operate from the cold zone. That's the command center. So if you've ever seen a fire scene and you see the big trucks and then you see the all the hoses, but then you see the ambulances and all the other things way back, and the big chief that he got on a white hat, the reason he way back here, because he needs to see the whole thing. And as the CEO, that's your job, is to be way back here to see the whole scene. And then you have your support mavens come in, and they're in the places that you need them to be. And that's where the delegation comes in at. So remember to always keep yourself in the command center, but we need you at the mom conference, because not only are we going to go dive deeper into that, but I'm going to give you some hands-on activities that you can do to calm your nervous system, to keep you in the cold zone. Thank you.
That was so good. I have notes, ma'am. I have notes. And I'm ready. I'm like, listen, come on. You said the burnt out methodology. That's amazing, Keisha. We want to make sure we're operating from the cold zone, because that's the command center. I love how you said that as the CEO, that we have to see from a different purview. And so we need to be able to see the entire picture. Something that you said about leaving a legacy. You said you were trying to leave a legacy. I know you didn't mean to say that, because you are leaving a legacy for your family, and you are helping those of us who will be at the mom conference and those of us who are in your network to do the same thing. Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but that was so good. Like, I'm like, oh, and I've heard Keisha talk about the burnt out methodology before, but I haven't gotten the actual words to each letter, and I'm excited to dive more into that. And so I really feel like everybody can use that. Everybody can
Everybody.
use that. And so if you are looking forward to learning more about the burnt out methodology, then you definitely want to scan that QR code, because we would love to have you at our mom conference in order to be able to go deeper. Now, another thing that we want to talk about, that we will be talking about at the conference, is, you ready, Keisha? I'm gonna let Keisha tell y'all.
So, as you have been following us on this journey and you're ready and you're excited about the mom conference, we are looking for any sponsors that, if you have a small business, if you are a woman owned business, if you're a big brand business and you want to be a part of this conference, we would love for you to reach out for sponsors. We have sponsorship opportunities, and we have also, in-kind sponsorship as well. But the one big thing that our women that are coming to the conference we're asking for is that we have collectively come together and done an anthology.
Yep.
And it has been printed. And so with that, there are some amazing opportunities of sponsorship. You can buy a book, have it signed, and give a book to a lady at the conference. And why would you want them to read this book? Well, let's talk about it. I just told you about the burnt out methodology. But how did I get there, and why did I get there? That story is in that book. My chapter is talking about how I had to pivot, how I had the trials and tribulations, but we do not make those as excuses. We give those as examples. We want to be the examples of embodying our expertise. So what is my expertise? My expertise is pivoting, reinvention, re-evolving. That is my expertise, and that's what I come and that's what I bring to the mom conference. So when we're talking about being burnt out, we're also being able to tell you how amazing this is going to be for you to take forward forth without just this was just a great conference. No, you're going to have a workbook. You're going to be able to get a book. You can buy a book. Oh my gosh, the books are booking. Okay, like we are super excited about these
Listen,
books. Labor of Love. We have all of us are going to that as a part of the conference. We are all co-authors, and
yes,
it is my first. So I'm super excited that my words are on page and it now is like written. So we like Tara said, let me get that word try. I
mhm,
am building my legacy and I'm able to see it. And it started with Erica saying, just write the story, sis. And
mhm,
then Tara came into my life and we started co-hosting in the mornings. And it's been an amazing journey. And
yes,
so, Tara came in and gave her chapter and let her tell you a little bit about her chapter.
yes. So thank you, Keisha. My chapter is actually about being multifaceted and actually becoming one with that, right? Learning to sing in more than one key, right? And as a kid, I feel like I was good at so many different things, but somehow, somewhere, I got the impression and the message that I needed to like stick within one thing. And when I met Erica, she was like, why would you want to do that? Right? God has given you all of these different talents and gifts. Why would you want to just stick with one thing? That's not how he created you. And so my chapter, Verses, Voices, and Versatility, is about embodying being the multifaceted woman that I am, and just really allowing that to shine unapologetically, because maybe you or somebody is good at a lot of different things, and you feel torn to try to choose one. That's what it was. Somebody told me, pick one. You need to pick one. Why? Erica was like, why? Why do you need to pick one? Well, you can't do them all at the same time, but you don't have to pick one. You can be all that God created you to be at all times, right? And so that's what my chapter is about. Just really learning how to embrace being multifaceted. And it helps having a community of multifaceted women to be around so that you can see, hey, sis, yeah, you can do you, right? And so I'm super glad. Well, look at there. I'm super glad
Isn't
to
that just amazing? Everything flows when we are all in harmony. It
it
just works out
does.
good.
I'm super glad to have met these ladies, as Keisha mentioned, Eternity, Keisha, Erica, so that I could see, no, ma'am, you are who you're supposed to be and right where you're supposed to be. And so that's what my chapter is about.
Awesome. So yeah, so look, if we didn't, but when we see support, when we see multifaceted in purpose, we are all living in our purpose. And
Yes.
that's what we have learned about one another is we've been able to complement one another and literally across the country.
Mhm.
We've never met in person, but I think I cannot wait until we get to hug each other. Oh my gosh, look at
That's
my chapter.
beautiful.
Journey of purpose driven resilience from burnt out to balance. Who I am, the roots of my purpose. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay.
Congratulations.
Yep. So we have the young lady that's doing the glad part. We want to talk about her. 23, 24, under
Yes.
26 years old, double mastered, running amazing things. And that is who you will be helping with the donations that you give, with the raffles that we will be giving away. Is her foundation that she founded to help with violence in the Chicago youth, for
Mhm.
the Chicago youth, um,
In that area, yeah.
in that area. And it's called Meerkat. And so
Mhm.
that's the one thing that we want to make sure that you want to understand. We are not just coming together to just embody our expertise, but we're coming together for a purpose. And
Yes.
we are all purpose driven. We are all faith based and we
Mhm.
are all intertwined, and understanding that your network is your net worth, and
Mhm.
who you're connected to is how you're going to be seen and perceived. So remember, we need you in the room, on the
Yes.
Zoom, however you need to get there. Go on and get your ticket. Hit the QR code. Taxes is coming in. We're going to talk about how to do some financials. Like everything is there. When I say embodying, I'm talking about embodying all expertise, all facets of who you are. So come and join us June 12th in Tulsa,
Yep.
Oklahoma. If you cannot make it out, we do have virtual seats.
Mhm.
Please get them. They're limited. So Tara?
Yes. I love how you said be either in the room or on the Zoom. Now that was a whole bar. Come on now. I love that. And then you mentioned something about being connected. Your network is your net worth. As the connection maven myself, that is another reason that you want to join us at this conference because connections can take you so far. I heard somebody say connections are currency, right? You definitely want to make sure that you're in this room because you're going to be connected to women who are intentional, right? Women who are looking to have connections in order to be able to say, oh, you know what? I need somebody to help me build my financial legacy. I remember meeting Keisha at the conference. I need to reach out to her because connections are so, so, so important. And we are going to have, if you were here at the beginning, at the top, when we first started, you saw the ladies walking down the catwalk. Honey, we're going to have a Maven in fashion party, a fashion show, and a game night. So we are coming together to have fun. We're coming together to work on ourselves and work on our business. We are coming together to speak to the whole woman, right? Because sometimes we can work, work. Well, we love the prophetess Rihanna. Work, 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 work. But we got to play, 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 right? And so that's what the Maven and Fashion Show and Play Party is going to be about. This is an all-day event from 9 a.m. until the evening. Now we will have a break for you. It's going to be great food from local vendors. And I'm just really excited about the whole thing. So if you're in Tulsa, you need to be in this room. And if you are not in Tulsa, you need to be on the Zoom, as Keisha just mentioned. Okay.
Absolutely. So that is we can I mean we can continue to toot our own horn, but I promise you there is nothing like it. So here you go. Take a picture, screenshot. If you are, please, 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 if you know a woman, this is a good Mother's Day present. Buy
Mhm.
your mom a ticket, buy your wife a ticket, buy your daughter. If you have daughters and you want them to have some women to look up to that is not your traditional,
Mhm.
careers. So we've been used to those traditional careers. We're
Yeah.
learning that traditional is not working anymore. And women are amazingly thriving in the entrepreneur world. So please send the code, send the screen, give us a call. We're on every social platform,
Mhm.
and you can let us know how you need to pay for that. If there's a reason, please reach out to us in any way, shape, form, or fashion if you're having problems connecting and getting your ticket.
Yes, we would love for you to embrace your expertise with us on Friday, June 12th at the Multifaceted Overflowing Maven Mom Conference here in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Archive Creative Space. Please be in the room, y'all. We'll see you soon. We hope to see you there.